better get ready. Oh no.
Hello and welcome to Qadash Farm, where we believe preparation is the key to reparations. Follow me along. I'm going to get some eggs this afternoon, and then I'm going to talk to you for a little bit about moving from the city to the country and whether or not that's the right thing for you. So, well, you're out here in the country. One thing you want to know if you got chickens is when you come to get the eggs, you always got to be cautious. And you always got to open with caution and be surprised with the abundance that your chickens give you, right? So you always want to make sure you don't have nothing in there that's not supposed to be in there. I guess you're seeing me try to fix this wall that came apart. But, you know, on this side, we got a few eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on this side. Over here, they knocking down my wall here. So one that makes 8. Here. So that's 9 eggs we got this afternoon, and you know, it rotates between 8 and 9 eggs that we would get from our hens. We raised our hens from babies, so we know what we're feeding them. We know where we got them from. So they're our girls. We started raising them in the house. We eventually brought them outside and created them a run and a shelter that has done well. The temperature tended, and they were able to survive okay. We got protection from the wind. So we're not professionals out here. We are first generational farmers that we grew up mainly in the city. Well, we made a decision as a family, me and my wife, to move out here into the country. So we got to learn as we go. We're kind of on the job farmers, learning how to farm, learning how to live off the land and feed ourselves, right? So one thing I wanted to talk to you about, as Roscoe is letting us know that, hey, you're bothering me. So let's walk over here a little bit, and I just want to talk to you about what the right thing for you, because a lot of friends and family are asking me a lot of questions. So I started Qadash Farm as a way to talk about my family's journey from the city to the country, and to kind of help you with some do's and don'ts, and just give you the information, right? As we are brother's keeper, I'm going to take our information and what my family learned, and I'm going to share it with you in hopes that if you and your family members and friends want to do that together or by yourselves, then you can take the information that I provide and maybe it'll make it an easier transition for you. Is that okay? So as we talk about preparation and reparations, right? Let's start this video with that. So many activists are out there speaking about reparations, and they're waiting for someone to give us reparations. Well, as I look through my family history, and I look out here at the people that live in the country, no matter what race they are, they get out here, get it from the mud, they put in the work, and they reap the harvest. So we don't all live on the same economic status, but if you come together and work with people, you can get things done a lot easier, right? Let's walk. And so what am I saying? Preparation. So if someone was to give every so-called Black American $500,000, or $1 million per adult, what would the 40 million so-called blacks here in America do with the money? Majority of our people live in the city, and many don't have the knowledge to live out here in the country and live off the land, and many probably wouldn't put their resources together with others. Well, with Qadash Farm, I hope to change that, right? Because walk with me, 1% of farms are owned by so-called blacks. Did y'all know that? Out of all the farms and all the production here in America, 1% is owned by black Americans, or so-called Negro or colored, right? So 1%. So here at Qadash Farms, when we start talking about reparations, what I want to do is, what I think I can give back to the people and to my people is the knowledge, right, of getting out here. When I say first generation, let me preface this. When I look back in my family, they have land. My forefathers, my father's father's father acquired 120 acres in the early 1900s. But many of our family, for whatever reason, moved away from the country. So what I seen from my personal father is we lived in the city, we worked in the city. He worked in the city, excuse me. But then on the weekends, he'd go fishing, hunting, or he would help his buddy at a farm. He'd go slop pigs and feed the cattle and do that kind of thing on the weekend. So farming was kind of like at an arm's reach, right? So when you talk about being prepared for reparations, or being prepared to take care of yourself and live off the land, right? Egg prices are going up, gas prices are going up, shelves in the grocery stores are looking empty. And I always tell those that are around me that I love, what would you do if there was no food in the grocery store? What would you do if you turned on the tap and there was no water? How would you survive? So if you follow me through Qadash Farm, my hope is that I'm able to show you things that will allow you to prepare to either move yourself and your family into the country, move with others into the country, or if you're going to stay into the city, you need to look at ways to preserve food, to be able to access clean water if it doesn't come from the main sources that you would normally depend on. Does that make sense? So when you think about electricity, gas, water, food, the essential things in life, shelter, clothes on your back, what we're doing in our journey in my family is trying to find out how we can take care of ourselves if the worst happens. So here at Qadash Farm, that's why we say preparation is reparation, because we need to have the knowledge that our grandparents and great-grandparents had when we didn't have much. Now we've been blessed to have so many things at our disposal, so many conveniences, but it's crippled us from not having the knowledge to do the basic things. And I hope that makes sense. So I thank you for joining me here at Qadash Farm. I hope in this video you learned at least one thing. That's my goal, is at least share one thing that you can use. But stay tuned. Every week I'm going to try to put out a video and try to show you around our farm and the things that we have and the things that we do in a day-to-day life. And I hope that it helps you and your friends and your family make the best decision. Thank you for joining Qadash Farm. We'll see you next time. God bless.
You gotta get ready.